Tonight, catalytic converters are being stolen across the country and here at home. What local police plan to do about it. Plus, an investigation into the Proctor football team has wrapped. What we know tonight. And rising traffic deaths in Minnesota has law enforcement agencies making a plea to drivers.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. Catalytic converters are being stolen out of vehicles left and right across the nation. Here in Duluth, police say they have seen 13 reported cases since the beginning of September. And as CBS 3's Natalie Grant shares, the DPD is hoping a new initiative will help curb those rising numbers.
It takes under 1 minute for someone to roll underneath your car and steal your catalytic converter, a trend that's now on the rise in Duluth. But now a new program is aiming to stop thieves in their tracks. The grant-funded program partners the Duluth Police Department with local auto repair shops. The police provide these shops with marking kits that will place a special sticker on your converter with an etching underneath. That way police can track the number and hold thieves accountable. Police hope that this tactic will deter crimes before they happen.
The plan is if we have these kits, we can put them on a catalytic converter before they're stolen. And ideally, if a criminal, somebody looks underneath the vehicle and is planning on taking the catalytic converter, they see that they're labeled and they're etched into the catalytic converter and they don't even take it. That's the goal, is we just to prevent it completely.
Catalytic converters are found under all of our cars and are used to filter gases from engines and make them cleaner. The part contains various precious metals that are worth high amounts as scrap. If you'd like to get your catalytic converter marked, there are 3 auto repair shops in Duluth that can do that for you free of charge. We have those listed on our website.
All right, thanks, Natalie. And coming up tonight at 10, we hear from one of those shops about the importance of this partnership and what you can expect if you take part. A big development tonight into what authorities are calling student misconduct on the Proctor football team. Proctor police tell us they finished their investigation and are getting ready to submit a report to the county attorney. That's according to a Proctor police spokesperson we spoke with this afternoon. The investigation has been ongoing for weeks. Neither police or school leaders have commented on the nature of those student misconduct allegations yet. But now they say they expect to share more information with us in the next day. No word when the police department's report will be submitted to the St. Louis County Attorney, but it will be up to their office to consider pressing charges. We'll bring you all the details as they come in. And by the way, the school has canceled the team's entire football season. A judge has shot down a lawsuit filed by hundreds of Iron Range parents trying to end a school district's mask mandate. The lawsuit was filed against Rock Ridge schools in Virginia earlier this month. The parents wanted school leaders to either end the district's COVID safety plan altogether or get rid of the mask mandate, which requires students to wear masks when they're inside. Judge Robert Friday issued his order Friday afternoon. In his order denying a restraining order on the mask mandate, the judge pointed to the CDC and other health organizations' guidance, recommending mask wearing in school settings. We reached out to Rock Ridge School District for a comment tonight, but have not heard back. Authorities are still investigating what led up to a double homicide in St. Louis County over the weekend. It happened just after 1 Saturday morning at a home in Culver Township, not far from Brookston. The victims were 31-year-old Skylar Hunter of Brookston and his father, 51-year-old Jamie Hunter of Moose Lake. The suspect, who authorities say eventually shot and killed himself, was 31-year-old Cody Perilla of Brookston. The victims' bodies were found outside a home after another man called 911 asking for a welfare check. Eventually, troopers found the suspect driving near the scene. Perilla led authorities on a chase during which he admitted to killing the 2 men. Police performed a pit maneuver to stop him, and that's when authorities say he shot himself and died at the scene. The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office said Perilla and Skylar Hunter were roommates, but have not said what led up to the homicides. Dave joins us now for a first check of the weather. Dave, just an absolutely beautiful, pretty warm fall day out there today.
Yeah, it's hard to spit out that word fall, isn't it, when it gets into the 70s this time of year. But tomorrow may be the last day we do that. As early as Wednesday, we go back to normal, maybe even cooler than normal for several days in the week ahead. But today, bask in its glory, revel in its splendidness. High temps went from a cool of 55 by the lake in Grand Marais to a warm of 75 down towards Siren. That is warmer than normal. The normal is 52. Again, one more day like that is possible from high pressure that's got a hold of our sky, letting in a lot of extra solar radiation. But that solar radiation will be blocked by midweek when the low from the Utah area comes our way, clouds us up and helps cool us down and brings us a rain chance as well. For the short term, though, like I mentioned, tomorrow still a nice one. Tonight, partly cloudy, low temps in the 40s. Then tomorrow, over the hill here in the Twin Ports, we're looking at 67. Normal is 52. Could crack 70 again inland with sunshine. But again, things change by Wednesday. Cloudier, rainier, cooler. At least one of those three or even two of those three may last after Wednesday, and we'll talk about which elements those are coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. More than a month later, police are still investigating what led up to a fatal crash involving a DTA bus. The crash happened outside the Miller Hill Mall the morning of September 10th. 64-year-old David Weston died. He was pinned under the bus for a period of time, but police have still not said what led up to the crash. Today, they told us their investigation continues. A tragic year on Minnesota roads. The state is seeing a dramatic surge in traffic deaths, and new numbers out today show Minnesota is now on pace to see the most fatal crashes in 14 years. As of Friday, 384 people have been killed on Minnesota roads this year. That's a 23% increase over this time last year. At the rate we're going, state experts say Minnesota could end the year with 475 traffic deaths. That would be the most since 2007, when 510 people died. CBS 3's Abigail Smith heard from state leaders today who are pleading for safer driving practices. Abby, what did you find out?
Yeah, so we're here on I-35 where unfortunately a lot of these crashes happen. Those same crashes impact a lot of people's lives, including 33 Kellen Schmidt, who had a traumatic brain injury from a traffic crash that changed his life forever.
Kellen Schmidt of Minnesota was stopped when his car was sideswept and rear-ended by another vehicle in March. He doesn't remember much from that day since he was left with a traumatic brain injury, something that's impacted him severely ever since.
I just don't even want to wake up the next day. I can't sleep. Going to bed, it feels like somebody is literally taking a knife and cutting my brain out. The headaches are severe. Life is just not the same.
Minnesota's Department of Public Safety leaders say Schmidt's story is just an example of many serious injuries and fatalities happening on Minnesota roads every day. That's why the DPS started a new partnership with the Minnesota Safety Council, encouraging employers to educate their workers on safer driving practices, something Booker Hodges of the DPS wants to emphasize.
Speed murders, speed massacres, speed manslaughters. We have had 124 speed-related deaths this year. People just need to slow and you insert the four-letter word here, down.
Data shows speed has been the largest contributing factor in fatal crashes so far this year. Speed-related crashes are up by 27% from this time last year. Owner of a nonprofit in Minneapolis, Jay Blanchard, says he sees speeders every day, and they're asking drivers and employees to respect the rules of the road so they can help save a life.
To those of you who are out there driving, please slow down. Please move over when you see flashing lights. And please buckle up.
The state is hoping through this new partnership, employers will hand out newsletters, posters, social media posts, and fact sheets about increasing fatality numbers to strike up a conversation about safer driving.
The new partnership and campaign has free safe driver resources available on our website.
All right, Abigail Smith reporting live for us in Duluth tonight. Thank you, Abby. If you're one of those hardy Minnesotans with your boat still in the water, the DNR has a stark warning for you. This year marked the state's deadliest boating season in 16 years. 17 people died in boat-related drownings and crashes. All but one of them were not wearing a life jacket. The DNR says you should always wear a life jacket on the water, especially as the seasons change and the water gets colder. Experts say those temps can take their toll in a matter of minutes. Minnesota's governor announced a new incentive program aimed at getting kids and teens vaccinated. Governor Tim Walz says the Kids Deserve a Shot program offers two incentives: a $200 Visa gift card and the chance to win one of 5 $100,000 college scholarships. Kids ages 12 to 17 will receive the $200 if they start and complete their vaccine series by November 30th. There are different deadlines for the scholarship drawings. Walz says the goal is to keep kids in school.
Keeping them doing the activities that are healthy, not just their intellectual learning, their social, emotional, their athletic pursuits, their extracurriculars, all of those things that we know being in school has positive impact.
The governor authorized $12 million in federal American Rescue Plan money to fund the incentive program. Enbridge has failed to meet the deadline to clean up a groundwater spill from a broken aquifer. The aquifer ruptured near Clearbrook in Clearwater County during the construction of the Line 3 pipeline. The Minnesota DNR gave the company until this past Friday to clear the spill and repair the aquifer. Regulators will now require compensation for all the additional time it takes to stop the flow. Regulators are also looking at 2 other sites where Enbridge may have also caused groundwater damage. A company spokesperson says Enbridge is fully cooperating with the DNR. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, cyclists get ready to gear up. A new paved trail is opening in Duluth. We'll take you there next.
It hit 79 degrees around here back in 1945. Today's airport high temp is 67. That's still 15 degrees warmer than normal. Warmer than normal continues through tomorrow, but by midweek we could go cooler than normal. Turnabout being fair play in the weather world still. We'll talk about how long that trend could last coming up with the 7-day forecast after the break.
Yay! Here you go, sweetheart.
It's your first savings account.
A savings account? Imagine the possibilities.
Oh, no.
But I really wanted a basketball.
You may dribble me.
Imagining a bright future? Let's see how we can help. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free. No one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
They're a very good support group. They're there to listen and they keep you on track academically. That's what inspired me to continue because they have the bachelor's program after you finish your associates.
Face the changing seasons with a smile with a new pair of shoes or boots from Bender Shoes. We've got fun fall fashions, and don't wait until the snow flies to get your warm winter boots. Comfort, style, and warmth like no other. Bender Shoes. We're located in Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Duluth.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Kristen Bakke is as local as our evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing Taconite are scrambling at the Menorca mining family heritage and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Bakke on Live Local CBS 3. When you watch CBS 3, you get up-to-date team coverage. Online, on your phone, and on the air.
6 o'clock this evening as we enter the overnight hour.
Right down to your neighborhood. For local weather coverage you can trust, tune to CBS 3.
You up for a ride?
Saddle up.
I got you right where I want you.
Where do you want me?
You let me do the worrying, okay?
I got something here you might want to see.
Could
Team effort.
Practically family.
Come on, bring it in. No, we're not hugging.
NCIS moves to Mondays, followed by NCIS Hawaii. New tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
With the way the weather is today, you wouldn't think that Halloween is just around the corner, but up north in Ely, my hometown, my old high school classmate Ed Marshalek has got his preparations ready for the Halloween house, as the local kids are calling it. All set up, ready to roll, handing out the treats to the kids. Weather today, very 4th of July-like, almost, at least by our standards, but by Wednesday, it should feel a little more Halloween-y as temperatures tumble to cooler than normal conditions. So enjoy tonight and tomorrow with warmer than normal numbers while you can, because as usual around here, things will change. Just like this picture of my current conditions keeps changing around just a little bit. Kind of artsy the way it was zooming in just a touch. Anyway, over the hill at the airport, oh, you can see the moon up above there. Looks like a beautiful night coming our way, thanks to high air pressure, which we talk about in just a bit. Right now, we talk about that current temp of 55 up there at the airport, 57% for the relative humidity. East-southeast winds run 11 miles per hour. Air pressure on the higher side at 29.93 inches of mercury, helping to explain the clearer sky that we hold on to through tomorrow. But then low pressure comes in Wednesday, clouds us up. Current temps, warmer than normal, 60 to 69 in the upper peninsula. 53 to 68 degrees for our friends in Wisconsin. Cool spot is Superior. Hot spot, Solon Springs. The rest of our towns in between, of course. Minnesota numbers are in the 50s by the lake, but we still have 60s and even 70s inland. Moose Lake and Grand Rapids, very un-October-y at 70 to 72. Again, one more day of that tomorrow, and then reality returns. Okay, returning tomorrow will be sunshine, thanks to the high pressure. Again, the machine here jumped the gun for the local radar picture, but since nothing's happening because of the high, I guess we can let that slide, not back it up this time around. So bottom line, middle part of the U.S. covered by high air pressure again on Tuesday, sunny and warm. But the change, it will come under our thumb here by Wednesday, with that low coming in out of the Utah area, making it cloudy, cooling it down, creating a chance for showers, really only for Wednesday. Wednesday gets a 70 or 60% chance for showers, but the latest charts indicate maybe only a 1/10 of an inch could fall. So it's not much in the way of rain. And by Thursday, it'll go away, but temperatures to the warm side will not return. In fact, it'll just get cooler. How cool? We show you now with the 7-day forecast. Tonight in Minnesota, low temps in the 40s, partly cloudy sky. In Wisconsin and Michigan, 40s there as well with a partly cloudy sky. Tomorrow, Wisconsin and the UP, mostly sunny with a range of high temps in the upper 60s to about 70, warm again. Minnesota should go from 59 towards International Falls to 69, down towards places like Moose Lake and Willow River, even Barnum, perhaps even Renshaw if we push it just a touch. 7-day forecast shows sunnier for the most part for the next 7 days. Our only rain chances are Wednesday and another chance next Monday. In between, mostly sunny for a lot of the days, but cooler. We drop into the 40s, from Thursday on into Sunday.
All right, thanks, Dave. Experts are warning Minnesotans to expect higher than normal heating costs this winter. The warning comes as the monthly price of natural gas is nearing a 7-year high, and propane prices are also on the rise. Homeowners using natural gas can also expect to see extra charges over the next 2 years. That comes after last winter's extreme deep freeze in Texas and other parts of the South. Qualifying low-income customers will not see those extra charges. And despite the grim price outlook, there are some ways families can keep those heating bills in check. Experts recommend keeping an eye on the thermostat, getting your furnace or boiler serviced. They also recommend block drafts and to close fireplace dampers. A new paved trail for bicyclists and pedestrians is now open in Duluth. The trail inside Brighton Beach Park is an extension of the Lake Walk, which connects U.S. Bicycle Route 41 from Duluth to Two Harbors. But there's still road work happening in that area, and that means parking and vehicle access to the Brighton Beach Park won't reopen until the work is done in the spring of 2023. Brighton Beach will also entirely close in spring of 2022. Crews will be restoring the shoreline, installing new features at the park. The Wisconsin DNR Policy Board met today to talk about hiring outside attorneys for wolf hunt lawsuits. They're facing 2 lawsuits aimed at blocking the state's annual wolf hunt. One is coming from a group of environmental activists and one from a coalition of native tribes. The Wisconsin Justice Department represents the board in both cases. And tonight we're learning the DNR Policy Board has taken no action after meeting in a closed session for more than an hour to discuss hiring its own attorneys in the lawsuit. Well, Kevin joins us now for a look at what's going on in sports on this Monday.
A nice Monday, but we're gonna go towards hockey. It's go colder in the Amsoil, but again, it was a nice Monday, and the latest national rankings are out after a busy homecoming weekend. See where the Bulldogs landed in the polls. Sports is next.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. CBS 3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
A great smile is so much more than just a physical attribute. It's a part of every laugh, adventure, milestone, and connection. At Lake Dental, our team is committed to getting to know you and your specific dental needs. With our IV sedation, forget any dental anxiety and wake up with a new smile. Express yourself confidently with the help of Lake Dental, where artistry is in every smile.
Call Lake Dental today for your free smile analysis.
Got a favorite color? For these young artists, it's red. Painting the canvas with our secret mix of seasonings. Classically schooled, the tradition continues.
Hi, my name is Dr. Andrew Davis. I'm one of the otolaryngologists and head and neck surgeons here at St. Luke's. Otolaryngology and head and neck surgery encompasses the field of ears, nose, and throat. The head and neck region is responsible for harboring all of our senses, and a lot of the daily functions that we take for granted really makes us kind of who we are and what we are. Having the ability to make such drastic and impactful changes in patients' lives is humbling, but also profound.
I remember my son was going to grow up without a father.
I didn't think someone at 23 could be diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was probably the healthiest I had been in my life.
Early detection of a melanoma saved my life.
I survived testicular cancer because of early detection.
I survived cancer not once but twice because of early detection.
During the pandemic, you may have delayed or canceled routine cancer screenings. It's time to get those appointments back on the books. Early detection saves lives.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I know, but Mom, don't skip your recommended vaccines. They help protect you against certain diseases, so ask your doctor or pharmacist about any recommended vaccines you may need. Skip the other stuff instead, like, I don't know.
Skip the pants. Huh?
They're already doing that.
Nice.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Cully.
Yeah, so skip one of those mini Zoom parties. No, Mom, no. Not our Zoom party. I lost her.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it, being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
The Bulldogs didn't walk away from the Icebreaker tournament with any hardware, but they did finish on a high note with a 3-2 win over Providence. As a result, they didn't move at all in today's latest USCHO poll for the 3rd straight week. They're in 5th ranked team in the country with a 3-1 record through their first 2 weeks of the season. Providence dropped 2 spots at number 12 after their winless weekend. Here's a look at the rest of the top 5. The Icebreaker champion Michigan Wolverines are up to number 1. Up next, the Bulldogs have a big home-and-home series against number 4 ranked Minnesota. It was a rough weekend for the UMD women's team, and they dropped 1 spot in the latest USCHO poll today to number 8. UMD gave #1 Wisconsin a great game on Sunday, but the Bulldogs only salvaged 1 of 6 possible points against the Badgers with a loss and an overtime loss. Up next, they'll hit the road to take on St. Thomas. The UMD football team took care of business on homecoming Saturday with a 33-13 win over Concordia St. Paul, which was once again, they have them moving up in the AFCA poll. The Dogs are up to number 2, the 16, and they remain the top-ranked team in the NSIC. The only other ranked team is Augusta at number 22. 14 of UMD's 33 points on Saturday came from redshirt sophomore kicker Curtis Cox, who was named the NSIC Special Teams Player of the Week, his second time winning the award. He hit from 51, 33, 31, and 28, along with a pair of extra points. And speaking of kickers, let's go to the Vikings, who have won 3 out of their last 4 heading into their bye week, sitting at 500. After 2 straight Sundays of subpar offensive performances, the Vikings offense finally woke up. Kirk Cousins and company exploded, totaling 571 yards on offense. The Vikings got contributions from everyone, but it took a block punt for the offense to play at the potential they know they are capable of.
What happened was we had a bunch of guys that right after that happened that kind of stood up and said, you know what, like, we're a little dull right now on the sideline. Let's get some energy on the sideline, whether we're on offense or defense. Let's get some energy going in. I think that's what kind of got us kind of out of that funk a little bit. And, you know, sometimes when you have a play like that and they take a lead, you just lock in a little bit more, and you know that, hey, we got to go now. It was Hammer's breakout run right there that kind of just sparked us and got us moving.
In some injury news, the Vikings did place cornerback Patrick Peterson on injured reserve with a hamstring injury. He will be out at least 3 weeks. For the Vikings to win that game last night, yesterday I thought they were going to lose. But for them to win and then to come out 500 at the break, now they go on their bye week, they can rest up a little bit. And then they got 3 tough games. Cowboys, it's Cowboys, Ravens, Chargers. They have to win at least one of those, maybe 2, but if they do, they're in good shape. Yeah, I know plenty of Vikings fans that felt the same way you did early on in that game. So happy to see a W for sure. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Well, Dave, not a bad weekend in tailgate out there. It was pretty nice.
That's for sure. We weather people hope for W's every day as well.
Yes.
We get pretty upset when we do miss it. So hopefully this week's forecast really hits it on Tuesday. We will be warmer than normal, upper 60s to lower 70s with sunshine. Enjoy it while you can, because the change comes around on Wednesday when it gets cloudier, cooler, and rainier. Mostly cloudy with a 60% shot for light rain on Wednesday. Then it dries up by Thursday, sure, but then it cools down into the 40s, and we ride that out for much of the rest of the week.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10 o'clock.